Hi, I'm Jerry the Free Spirit.
And I'm the artist known as Africas.png.
And welcome to the Comexposed Podcast.
Yeah. So what we got for this episode?
Today we're going to talk about gaming. Is this the next big thing in Africa? So, yeah. So gaming, what does gaming involve exactly?
Playing games?
What kind of games? Tabletop, video?
Oh, right. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of different types of games. You'd forget about that. Yeah. So it's tabletop games and video games that are mainly like taking over the world right now. Being outside is whack. Nobody cares about that right now.
Yeah. I'm a tabletop girl.
Word?
Old school.
I'm a video game person. Last time I played tabletop games was like Monopoly with my brother and mom.
Wow.
My brother won. Tough scenes. I don't manage my money as well as he does.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
My mom was in the back.
Your mom lost as well. Yeah, no
one manages money as well as he does. You know?
Oh, shout out to your brother.
Yeah, he's responsible and stuff. Even in Monopoly, like, cause it's weird seeing the Monopoly money feels like actually like having.
Yeah, you feel responsible. You're like, I need to be responsible for this money. Yeah, no, I get him. So. Yeah. There's different audiences for different games. Obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Tabletop would say the older generation.
I think so. That's what they had.
Because also like games nights are big in Zim,
really?
But I see it's a different generation. It's millennials who play games nights.
Oh yeah. I think I have been to a couple games nights.
Yeah, as opposed to Gen Zs, you guys are online.
Wait, am I Gen Z or are you Gen? Wait, you're millennial.
I'm a millennial.
And I'm Gen Z.
I would say so.
Wait,
we're in different generations.
Oh, word, okay.
Bro, we're in different generations. But we get along, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word. I thought I was millennial for a while, to be entirely honest.
Actually, I don't know. I don't know where the cutoff line is.
That cutoff is a bit weird.
It's a bit weird because they say 2000, say 1995, 97.
Depends on who you ask, you know.
It depends on who you ask. But according to me,
word, okay.
You're Gen Z. You're just like cool like that.
Okay, appreciate it. Gen Z is cool.
Yeah.
Right, I don't mind.
Some of you.
Yeah. Some.
Yeah. So gaming, where esports is part of gaming.
Yeah, actually. It's not only like a fun thing to do anymore. Like you don't have to just, play games at game nights with fans and with friends and fam. It's now a thing you could do like all the time as a profession.
Yeah, get paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. Like through all kinds of different things, different avenues. Gaming has gotten a lot more accessible. Like people bringing the internet here. We didn't have internet here 10, 20 years ago like that.
Yeah.
It was very expensive.
So long.
Dude.
To think we didn't have internet.
Dude, I found a picture of my student ID from like 2018. I feel so old. Anyway, the whole thing was life has changed quite a lot in recent years. Yeah, and Africa's like a more developed place.
And people have like affordable mobile phones.
Exactly.
So there's so much you can do on your phone.
Yeah. Like you can play an entire game. Well, you could before they discontinued it, but you could play an entire game of Apex Legends.
Really? On your phone?
Yeah. They used to have like a whole mobile game. I think it was more of a testing ground for the game on PC and console. But yeah, it was quite well developed, well supported, and I don't know what phones could run it. Like more of the high-end phones, like your Redmi Note 10s, your iPhones, and your Samsung S20s and whatnot. Those could run the game really well, and that's really good because now anyone with a phone, pretty beefy
a decent
one,
phone,
can play these high-end games. I mean, it's not only the high-end ones that you have to play though. You can play just about anything. I think what's that? Mobile Legends is also pretty accessible. I think a lot of people be playing that. I personally couldn't get into it because first of all, it's a MOBA. Second, it's on the phone, so it's not my area. But I see a lot of people playing it and a lot of people championing it.
Yeah.
They tried to get me, but sorry, shit.
Do you know what game got me on my phone and PC? You're gonna laugh at me, but I'm gonna say
I couldn't possibly.
Candy Crush. That game is addictive.
Why would you play it on PC?
Because it's there. It whiles up time if you're doing something and you need to think, and then Candy Crush is good for me, it helps me think.
Okay, word, okay.
I wouldn't play it professionally. I wouldn't get paid for it because I'm not good at it.
Okay, what level are you on?
I'm on different levels on my PC and my phone. I can't remember. 100 and something.
Oh, Okay, that's not.
No, but like ask me over what period?
Okay, over period. How
like
long
maybe
you been
2
playing?
years.
Okay,
yeah.
that's
I'm not really that committed to it, but I'm just saying.
Okay, so you just
games like that for me are cool, like on my phone. So yeah, I'm not really big on like MOBAs and stuff.
I thought it would be like a more, what's the word, active game, you know? Because like with Candy Crush, you're just like clicking, you're
no,
swiping.
But it's active in the mind. I think it's like playing chess.
What? You gonna compare Candy Crush to chess? Ain't no way you just.
No, my point is you have to think about your moves. You can't just be clicking. Like you're making it sound like it's just clicking. Okay, that's you have to be strategic. It's about the strategy.
Okay, no, that's fair. Yeah, there is some strategy
I know
to Candy Crush.
Come at me.
Some Facebook moms are gonna be mad about that chess comment. But like, no. There's strategy. True.
Yeah. So for me, it helps me with strategy.
Word. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like just freeing up that like, I guess like when you're blocked or whatever, you play some Candy Crush,
exactly.
just vibe out,
exactly,
and then it unblocks.
Exactly.
Okay, I see that. I see that. I think for me, that game that kind of unblocks me is Apex Legends. Right now, that's like my thing. I can't get over how fun that game is for me. I've been playing since launch. When was launch? Oh, jeez, it's been 3 years. Nah, okay, so like.
So with the games that you play, like Apex Legends, can you play it professionally?
Yeah, you can.
So why aren't you doing that?
Because Zim is kind of tough. Actually, Africa in general is kind of tough for like first-person shooters. Playing it online is a bit difficult because there are no African servers.
Okay.
Well, with many FPS. With some, like Counter-Strike and Insurgency, Sandstorm and Insurgency and like a couple other games, there are like African servers. But then Insurgency is not competitive.
Oh, okay.
But Counter-Strike is.
Oh, okay.
So you can play like in tournaments for up to like... In America, I know they have like millions of dollars as the prize pools. In Africa, I'm not sure if it goes up to the millions of dollars, but it should go in the hundreds of thousands of rands. Because I've seen a Fortnite tournament that was upward of 100,000 in like 2018. A friend of mine hosted that. Shout out Sam Plays. There was a FIFA tournament on like iPads as well. Like Telkom Versus is a thing in South Africa.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, they have they have like all kinds of online game tournaments for like racing games, first person shooters, sports games, all kinds of things going on to include people in this thing that's going on in the West, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're bringing it here, which is great.
Okay.
Because imagine getting paid to twiddle your thumbs for hours.
And I can just hear the conversations. Nana mama. Saka what? 12 hours. Which time am I getting?
But the prize pools, bums. I could buy you a house with that game money.
Yeah, exactly. If you explain that there's money involved, I'm sure they'll understand. It just now looks like you're mushing your brain.
It does, but then I think that's a generation gap because this profession is very new. There was nothing like it back in mom's age. There was nothing like it way back then.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So with the rising number of gamers in Africa, do you think that, in fact, are there game developers in Africa? Do you know?
Yeah. I am low-key a game dev. Well, we haven't made a game yet, but we're working on stuff.
Okay, cool. Like, what kind of game will it be? Or is it
horror games mainly?
Horror?
Yeah, there was a horror game and a fighting game. The fighting game kind of dipped in production. The horror game, same vibes. People went to uni. They have things to do with their time. Can't sit around making video games or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they went to go learn game development, and they still haven't, come back to finish the game that we're working on.
Right.
Tough scenes.
Tough scenes.
Yeah, it'd be like
so
that.
Like there's fighting games, there's racing games, there's esports, sports games like FIFA, blah blah blah. Do you think that there's room for Africans to create their own genre?
Yeah, it does. Wait, hold on. Genre of video games, like
this fighting game is different from Gran Turismo. That's a genre, I would say. Racing game, whatever.
I don't know if there's a need for a new genre.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm not seeing a gap. Like maybe maybe like someone creative will come up with something interesting and a new take on something on an already created genre. But
like,
I don't
for example,
know,
I'm a fashion designer. I would love, I'm not sure, game designers, hear me out. Something related to my interests. Because I may not necessarily be interested in fighting or racing or kicking a ball.
So you'd want like a fashion design game.
Something related, something creative.
They
I have
those.
nothing. Where do they?
Yeah, they have all kinds of games. Bro.
Where? What are they called?
I don't know what they're called, but actually no, there was on my sister's 3DS, she has a game called Imagine Party Planner. And like it's just literally about like the story follows a girl who is planning various parties. She was supposed to plan someone's sweet 16 and then a wedding and then like, you know, more kind of stuff like that. It's not as intricate as the games about killing people, but it exists.
Okay, so in that case, I will look it up.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
There's all kinds of games for all kinds of tastes, you know. It's not just, you know, the murder simulators and all that stuff, but those are pretty cool too. You know?
Those are pretty cool. I like Tekken.
Word. Speaking of Tekken, it was a point I wanted to say earlier about like the international fighting games and stuff. I think the biggest thing that Africans could do to like step on the world stage is to play the games that the rest of the world is playing. True. Because a thing that I see very often is as Africans we play Street Fighter, we play Mortal Kombat, we play FIFA, we play Tekken, but we don't then branch into the other games like Rocket League, Counter-Strike, League of Legends as much. You know, the League community isn't as vocal and loud, you know, as the Street Fighter or the MK community. You know?
Or the FIFA community.
Exactly. And interestingly enough, the prize pools for some of these other games are just as big, if not higher, than you know, some of the popular games. Yeah. Like the FIFA tournaments don't make anywhere near as much as the League of Legends. You know?
I heard someone is living off League of Legends.
Of course.
Some Korean guy.
Faker is chilling. Faker is big chilling.
So going back to your point about gamers should play the games that the rest of the world is playing. But what about game developers in Africa? The rest of the world has their games already. Where do we fit in?
I think just telling African stories using their mediums, because game devs have like figured out a lot of problem solving for like you know, inventories and like, you know, the game mechanics. The all the intricate stuff has been figured out by these bigger game devs, and they've taught people how to make games. So now we just need to take that and turn our stories into, you know, video games.
Okay.
Yeah, because what's that? Unity is free. Unreal Engine 5 is free. So these high-tech programs that can be used for AAA games that are very accessible now.
Yeah.
Is what we should be aiming for.
Okay.
You know.
So there is hope for Africa.
Oh yeah, devs. We have so many creatives here. So many dudes with such interesting stories.
Many, like it's crazy.
You just need to teach them how to make games.
Creative people, we have Nkosilathi Dlamini, a.k.a. KRW King 101.
Word.
From Bulawayo, Zimbabwe.
You read that like a mom, bro. KRW King. I think
how would you say it?
Crow King. I think that's the thing.
Oh, is it? Okay,
yeah,
King.
It's a gamer tag.
Oh,
yeah.
My goodness, I feel so old now.
Nah, you good? Don't worry. It's like it's like the gamer version of a moniker, like for an artist.
Okay. Well, Crow King 101.
I'd hope. Imagine if it's Crew King or something like that.
Well, we actually is going to be here on the show in a little bit.
So he can tell us.
But fun fact about him is he took part in the Redbull Kumite. What do you call it? Kumite.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Kumite.
Because it's spelled Kumite.
Yeah.
Remember that Boondocks episode with the Kumite with the that thing?
So we're just gonna call it Kumite.
That was the idea I got, but I'm not sure if Red Bull is in on the joke.
I'm sure they are.
I'd hope so.
It's Red Bull. Yeah. So Kumite.
The Red Bull
in South
Kumite.
Africa, this July. And he plays 5th out of 128.
Yeah. I watched some of his matches.
You watched them?
Yeah. Well, not live. I watched them this morning.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I went digging.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be so impressed by you.
I'd hope not. That's like the bare minimum, bro. I'm supposed to.
So he's going to join us on the show in a little bit and tell us about his story.
Awesome. So yeah, here with us via Zoom, we have Mr. Nkosilathi Dlamini, a.k.a. KRW King 101. He recently participated in the Redbull Kumite.
Thank you.
Yeah. I had gotten that wrong earlier in the segment. I thought it was Crow, you know. So like, what's the significance? You were telling me about this earlier. What's the significance of the KRW in your name?
So, like here in Bulawayo, we used to have like a small tournament scene known as the Courtroom Wars. And originally I was known as King 101. So when I started playing online and even taking part in some small online tournaments, I just decided to change my name from King 101 to KRW King 101. So Courtroom Wars King 101.
Okay,
so I'm basically... Yeah, so I'm basically representing my homies who ended up, of course, they ended up falling out of love for video games because they had other commitments that they had to, you know, to commit to, like getting their son. Like one of them got married.
Okay.
Another friend of mine, he doesn't live here anymore, so we don't get to play as many tournaments as we can together. And yeah. So when I was at the Kumite, whenever I tried to connect them, they're like, "Oh, okay, man, we got you, man. It's gonna be KRW King. No worries." Okay. Then when I do something cool, Crow King, Crow King. I'm like, oh my god,
that's
so
tough.
There was even one commentator who kept on calling me the Crew King. Like
I heard
the crew and I'm the king of the crew.
Wow.
And I was like, you know what? I don't care no more.
Yeah.
There's so many versions to your name, so yeah, I can see that. I can see why that happens.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. Well, speaking of the Kumite, so what was your experience going through that tournament and comparing it to like the previous tournaments you've been through? Like, what can you say was notable, and like, how do you feel like, you know, you can take that into more tournaments moving forward?
Okay, so like I've said, I've taken part in some online tournaments. So when you're playing online, you don't get to meet the people that you play against.
Yeah, there's a gap.
And also, it was the first time I got to see a tournament scene with a professional setup. Like, you've got the lights, the cameras, you've got lots of guys running around with headphones and microphones talking to each other. And hey, it was just so surreal to actually see that in person, because that's the stuff you'd only see on, like, you know, tournaments that you'd watch on YouTube. And for me to finally get to experience that, man, I would like to say it was a dream come true.
I can imagine.
And I remember I got to the Kumite, like, I think 40 minutes the tournament started.
Okay.
So I was actually a couple of seconds away from getting disqualified.
Oh, dude.
So
you were running on BMT.
Dude.
That's tough.
Like, here's the thing. So here's the thing. When I arrived there was a home of mine I would play Guilty Gear Strive and DNF Duo with. He was like, nah, this guy is coming from Zim. Wait for it. And they waited. So now here's the thing. The moment I get there, they're like, nah, this guy just got here, he's gonna lose eventually, and we'll continue with our day. So, hey, they were even shocked that this guy just got here now and is already playing like this.
You were already warm when you got there.
Also, I had too many Red Bulls that day.
I mean, it's a sponsored event, you know.
With the event.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of like the actual goings on. Oh, you kind of froze there for a second.
I know, continue.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, in your matches, I think I watched a couple of them this morning. I kind of went searching. I saw that you were in the last chance qualifiers. You had a match against Sekele. How was that? I think that was like the most high energy one that I remember seeing. You know, it was
that match right there was like the most mentally draining match I've ever played.
Looks like
because Because the character I played, Judy, right?
Yeah.
In this version of the game, she is all about rush down and at the same time using the low fireball to space out the opponent.
Yeah.
So that they do something stupid.
And then you rush down.
Point,
yeah,
right?
exactly. I saw you using that technique.
Yeah. So now here's the thing with Sekwele. Sekwele is a very patient player. I respect that man because most Zangief players are just wild. They'll do anything and everything just to get an SPD. But he was toned down, and for some odd reason, I couldn't tell what he was thinking.
Wow.
He was hard to read, Because I saw he did catch you quite a lot of times with what's that? I think that level 3 where he does I forget the name of the move, but he kind of spins you in the air, kind of does like a tombstone.
Yes.
That caught you.
Well, I would like to call it the ultra spinning power driver because when it connected, I was like, oh my god, I'm dead. There's no way I'm surviving this.
And then there were there were moments.
That's the highest damaging super in the game.
That makes sense. It took a lot of health every time it hit. Every single time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it hit in like crucial moments. There were moments where it hit and there was like that magical pixel, that one pixel of health that you had.
Yeah.
And you were patient enough to not panic, not actually try and attack too hard. You let him come to you. Great props to that dude. Yeah. You scared me, honestly, when it was 2 up.
That play right there. Let me just tell you something about that play.
Yeah.
That play just came to me when I noticed him hopping over the fireballs. So I know that particular hop kick is like -5 on block, so it means I can punish it.
Yeah.
But now here's the thing. I'll be risking my life to punish him because if he blocks it, if I block it at a far distance, he still has the turn to hit me.
Yeah.
So that's why I would throw the fireball and dash in behind the fireball. Because if I didn't dash behind the fireball and that connected on block,
you'd be punished.
I would have lost.
Yeah, you would actually have risked your life for nothing.
Yeah. So if I actually managed to close in the distance like I did today, and I was fortunate enough that I managed to get the right distance to punish that move, and I actually won.
Yeah, it was an amazing fight. Like the patience, the skill set, the footsies, very well done. There was some nice cross ups that I saw. Like you did great. Now, unfortunately, we can't always just talk about the highlights. There was that match with Ren. Now he played. I don't remember what character. But his character was...
He was playing Luke.
Luke, yes, yeah. And is that a bad matchup for Jury, or do you think that you just
it's not
weren't
a bad
prepared?
matchup because whenever I play ranked, I usually have higher chances of winning against Luke. So first things first, before I started playing Street Fighter 6, when I was playing the demo, I was maining Luke.
Okay.
So I knew Luke in and out. So now here's the thing. I had just arrived in South Africa. I barely got a wink of sleep because there was drama at the border.
I feel that.
So I think at the time, this was at around 9. I barely got the chance to rest. And the fatigue just started kicking in against my match with Ren because there are times when I would notice, this guy is trying to space trap me with standing medium punch. I can just counter with crouching medium kick. I think I only did that a couple of times. And then... one of my friends who was watching the tournament, he's like, bro, you did a combo which was supposed to kill, but all you did was just stand there and you did nothing.
There were some moments, there were some combo drops that I saw, man. It's like you had the game in your hands at some moments, and that one misinput led you to getting bopped in the face. But moving forward, do you think it's sort of like a load management thing? Like you need to maybe manage your energy so that when you're traveling now, you have the right meals or whatever to get you.
Less Red Bull.
Maybe more Red Bull. Who knows?
I actually before my matches, I would always have a Red Bull. But against Rain, I was like, nah. I'm just gonna have water and that's it.
Okay, so I guess that's where the spike then happened,
Yeah, that's when the burnout happened.
I did hear some of the casters talking about that. Actually, I wanted to ask about the casters. Can you hear them while you're playing?
No, you can't.
Really? Oh, that's good. That's great. Because, they were like really essay-sided in your match with Sekele. They were so...
of course. Sekele is a national treasure.
Sekele, a word. And they were so happy that he got high up like that. And I'm interested to know like that you can't hear them when you're playing, you know?
Oh, I could actually hear the crowd.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, yeah, when they were chanting.
Here's the thing. There are times when I would try and increase the volume, that didn't help at all. Because all I kept on hearing was Sekwele, Sekwele, Sekwele. Even I was cheering for Sekwele.
He's a very inspirational dude.
There came a point in time when the crowd actually got to me. Like it actually got to my head that clearly, what am I doing wrong? Like this guy here, every time the crowd mentions his name, he just comes back with something crazy and I just die. Right? Yeah, so then I'm not sure what happened. Maybe my ancestors were like, calm down, bro. Chill.
It's bull.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win, bro. But here's the thing. When I finally won that match against Sekwele, there were some people that weren't happy that I won.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, because some guys were actually happy that I managed to beat Sekwele, I managed to beat Zangief, and then you could literally see that there's some tension in these circles here. So I had to take my one Red Bull and go chill in some corner.
Oh, I'm glad it didn't escalate. I'm glad things went smoothly, you know.
Yes.
You gotta love that competitive spirit.
Yeah. We don't have much time left, Nkosi. But for the viewers and listeners from at home, would you say playing esports is a viable career path? Playing it professionally?
Professionally. Now, I would like to believe that Zimbabwe right now is in its infancy stage in terms of the whole esports thing.
Yeah,
right? So if it so happens that you know someone who is extremely good at a game like FIFA, Call of Duty, right? Make sure you're gonna find a way to let them play online. Because once they get recognized by playing online, then their chances of getting sponsorships, not only here but internationally, are higher. I'm fortunate enough to be under Esports Zimbabwe, right? But it's a small little esports organization, and they managed to, put word out there that Zimbabwe is also a formidable African country when it comes to these streets and Street Fighter 6. And one thing is, especially if you're young, if you're able to manage your time between school and games, I'm sure a lot of kids nowadays can make it far.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I've seen some extremely talented FIFA players. I don't play FIFA, I don't like that game, but I like watching FIFA. I would be like, damn, if only these kids could actually play online, earn league points, and take part in online tournaments. Because I know South Africa, they do have FIFA leagues.
Yeah, they do.
That you can register for free. And then you take part in those and you get some money.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And also, like I said, you also need time.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm like 27 years old. I have to push work. I've got responsibilities at home, and I also have to make time to play games, right?
It's a commitment.
So, but in the near future, I do wish to have like my own arcade, whereby, of course, people can come play games. But at the same time, that's the arcade where I'll be scouting young talent, be it boys, girls,
a training ground,
who are good at certain games, and actually encourage them to get better, make them play online, and then, who knows, they might become the next Aslan Ash, the next Kadu Core, the next Kantanukana,
next Leffen, the God Killer.
Exactly.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to ask, dude, how was it? Like, did you meet any of these FGC legends, How
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
yeah.
How was that? Was it surreal as it would be, I guess?
It was surreal. Like when I got to meet Tokido didn't even have to ask for my name. He was like, "You're king, right?"
Ain't no way.
I was like, "No way." So I was like, I was watching. He told me personally that he was watching my matches, right?
That's crazy.
And I was like, "Bro, what?"
That's
He's like,
crazy.
"You've got a really good jury," and he asks me if I play a lot online or offline. I'm like, I barely get the time to play, but when I do, I try by all means to
play online,
maximize what I can. It's like you have the potential to actually go far.
Go off, king.
If you find time and play consistently, you've got potential to go far. And I was like, damn, bro.
That's
Thanks.
great. That's high praise, bro.
Yes.
No, keep it going. Because like 5 out of 128.
Then this player called Oil King was like, he acknowledged my footies, right? He was like, your footies are good, but be more aggressive. Because everyone knows that Oil King is an aggressive Street Fighter player.
Yeah.
He's like, be more aggressive, go crazy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's good. I think that's good advice.
I did get to meet those guys, and I even spoke to Damascus, F-Word, I even spoke to Rogue TV, a whole lot of these guys. Yeah.
That is dope. I can see it's a networking opportunity as well. Do you feel like your career is going to
and one more thing. This year, there's supposed to be the Capcom Pro Tour for Street Fighter 6, right?
Okay.
And when I was signing up, it just so happened that Zimbabwe is not eligible to participate in CPT South Africa. Lord knows why. So we're still trying to find ways to,
get that
to actually manage to participate in that particular tournament. Because I feel like if we manage to get international eyes on Africa as a whole, including Zimbabwe, a lot of people might be like, you know what, actually the African FGC has something that they can show the world.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, devs. I think that's very true. Hopefully the bill gets passed so we can play these games in Cape Town. We have reps that we have kids who are waiting to go mash buttons over there.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nkosi, for joining us.
Okay, no problem.
Oh yeah, that's been a fun time talking about video games and stuff.
Yes, I'm excited about the future of gaming in Africa, in Zimbabwe, and it's good to know that we have Zimbabweans representing Zimbabwe. Outside.
Yeah. And Nkosi's doing amazing things, pushing the product very far and very fast.
And shout out to Redbull.
Yeah, shout out Redbull for picking him. Word. And actually, shout out the Zimbabwean fighting game community for funding his trip.
Yes, esports.
Like one of his, I think 2 people went. It was Nkosi and another guy called Sonic. I'm forgetting his real name.
Sonic.
Yeah, so both of them went, and one of them had to pay their own way, but one was paid fully for by the Zim FGC. And shout out you guys for putting the money together and getting our boys to perform on the world stage.
And then also, they didn't disappoint. 5 out of 128. That's huge.
Did great stuff.
That's huge. All right, guys. Until next week.